Okay, and I'm live. So if I get a 5x5, I'd appreciate it. I am using a Bluetooth. So hopefully when I turn away from the computer, you can still hear me. I was getting some comments that when I would turn away, I couldn't be heard, which I understand. It kind of makes sense. So let me know if you can hear me, bro. Let me know. So today we're going to do something a little bit different, and now for something completely different. So am I coming 5x5? How's the audio? All right. Thank you, Ms. Sharon. Today we're going to have a little fun. So I was going through my food stores, and I had tuna helper. Yesterday we did hamburger helper. So today we're going to do tuna helper. But once we start getting a few people in, getting a little live, we're going to do the top 10 list from my commenters, or we'll call them trolls, or misinformed, why I'm doing it wrong. And in the question and answers, you can add your own just to have fun. So go ahead and, have a little fun with it if you want to. But I am going to start listing. I put a top 10 list here really quickly. Don't judge me on the content. So remember, hit the thumbs up and all that good YouTube stuff. Number 1. Hey, Rayman, how we doing? Can't hear a damn word you're saying. That is screaming in my ear about unemployment. I can't help you there. Get a job. Da, 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 da. Get a job. Da, 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 da. Get a job. Da, 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 da. That was a little tune they used to have on the radio up here in Chicago. Da, 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 da. Get a job. Da, 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 da. That was number 1. I do have 10 of them I've written down. Oh, a bluebird. That's a purry bluebird. Let's see if it'll stay there long enough for me to get a video of it. Survey says, no chance. And now it's up, ducked under the deck. But I got a really pretty bluebird that comes around. And now that I'm ready with the camera, of course, it is not in sight. And what are the chances it'll stay there when I open the door? That trick never works. We'll do a little zoom. We'll start the video. Well, that didn't work. So it is kind of a nice day. Let's see what the temperature is. I'm thinking maybe I should leave the door open. Nope, 73. So how are we doing? So that's the first one. For today, we're going to do tuna helper. That calls for 2 cans of tuna. I'm probably going to do 3. Maybe I'll just stick with 2. Follow the directions. Follow the directions, son. So I keep getting comments from the experts, so-called, as they are. So number 2 is not full range of motion. Evidently, I'm supposed to be 16 and be able to scratch the middle of my back. So number 1 is you're too old to lift heavy. And unfortunately, a lot of people my age have believed that fallacy. And I'm going to call it a fallacy unless you have, bad shoulders or joints or things like that. And, but my doctor told me to stop lifting heavy for 20 3 years. They don't tell me that anymore. So, it says heat. Stir in part sausage mix, hot water, milk, butter, and tuna. Heat to boiling. So first of all, I'm going to drain the tuna. Drain the tuna. Drain the tuna. So when I usually do these, I'll use the cheap tuna. And I got to use it up. And tuna in oil lasts longer than tuna in water does. Just saying. And then in the question and answers, if you have other fun comments to put in there, feel free to do so. That's kind of what today is all about. Live chat. Hey, Jack, how we doing? Good to see you. Good morning. So I'm going over my humorous comments from people that think they have an opinion that I care about. Remember to hit the thumbs up. Something I found out at YouTube is really bad about adding that up as you're doing your live stream. And I've heard other creators say the same thing. Where they're close their live screen, they show they got 30 views. And you go into a studio and you've got 8. So I don't know what the delay is all about. I do know they have it. And that's all I can say about that. That's all I know. I got my 2 cans ready. So the next thing I'm going to get ready is the water and the milk and butter. Yeah, I am taking my time because it doesn't take long to do it. So number 3, these are ones I put together. Fully lock out on each rep. Okay. So to that one, people say, wow, your age and your joints are still healthy. Why is that? Because I didn't fully lock out at each rep when I'm doing reps. The whole idea of doing reps is you don't overextend it. So there are a few people in the back crowd. The reason I'm still healthy is because I don't overextend it. All right, you're doing reps. You're just trying to get an exercise in. That's all you're trying to do. All right, so I want 1/2 cup. They say hot water, but I can just put that in first, and then it'll get hot. And then this one asks for 1 3/4 cups of milk. So what I'll do is I'll put the water in first. And throw it on the heat. Can't stand the heat, stay out the kitchen. There you go. Throw it on medium heat. I don't want it getting super hot just yet. Maybe they just don't want to get sued. Yeah, 7 shows views. Yeah, I know. I'm like, now, eventually it catches up. I'll do that on my shorts. I'll have 40 likes and 8 views. And it don't add up. And then sometime around 1 or 2 in the morning, all of a sudden I've got 500 views. So I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's an idea, Jack. I didn't think of. Maybe they just don't want to overdo it and get in trouble. It's a possibility. 1 3/4. There we go. Or YouTube's just stupid. I don't know. It could be a combination. Who knows? Let's get this in the middle. You can get down a little bit lower heat. I don't want to cook too quickly. So far we got, you're too old to lift heavy, old man. Back in the wheelchair. Stop putting 405 on the bench, and you should only be working out with 135. You should walk around slow and act like you need help. I don't know. I notice you are keeping your bench press under 400 lately. So, well, yesterday I didn't have a spotter. So generally I don't do a spotter. So Tuesday is my high rep day, Jack. Good question. So what I try to do is I try to do as many reps as I can at 225, 275, and 315. And after I do that, I'm pooped. So I did 20 reps at 225. I did 12 at 275. I had to stop at 5 at 315 because I didn't have a spotter. I know I could have knocked 6 out, most likely. But, you know, I'm the only one in the gym. So that's the reason I've done it. Also, I've been cutting weight. Well, I've been trying to get the weight off my belly. So I'm kind of working on getting more reps at the medium weights than I am at the heavy weights at this time. Now, generally Friday, I do go for a 405 lift at the end of the lift. I missed it yesterday. I missed it last Friday. And no reason. You know, we make up, say, okay, reason 32, Foxtrot, section 7 says because of something, 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 something. So, no, it's... I have cut my calories down in that, and I won't be working out. Unlikely that I'll be working out Friday because Mama has off, and we're going to try to do something fun together again. You know, if I make the whole weekend of it, I got to try to get a hold of her and see if she wants me to work Sunday or not, because Sunday's Mother's Day. Maybe it's not a good day to work, but I don't work until around 3 o'clock, and I figured I would take her out for Mother's Day, possibly Friday instead. Then I can avoid the crowds. So number 1 was you're too old to lift heavy. Number 2, you're not doing a full range of motion, whatever that means. Number 3, you're not fully locking out. All right. Number 4 might be kind of a too heavy lift with less weight. I know it kind of goes with number 1, but I got to make 10 of these, so I did it. So those are starting on the top 10, which we're doing today. And then I put up a shooting video, and I had some comments. And what I would say was, well, it's your opinion. Thanks for your input, and have a nice day. Which is basically telling them to go pound. But a few of them had some good ones. So one said safety glasses. So I was shooting them without them. To be honest with you, when I'm hunting, I don't have safety glasses on. And if you're dealing with a home intruder, you probably don't have safety glasses on. But when you're target shooting, that wasn't a bad idea. So I put a like on that one. So next time I do a shooting one, I will try to have some safety glasses on because that was actually not a bad idea. Justin, good morning. How are we doing? Yes, partial reps have their place, especially when you're doing lots of reps. If you're going to do 2 1/4 by 20, you don't want to do a fully lockout over 50 years. You will have trashed elbows. Yes, do negatives. That's correct. So my body weight, I'm still at 242. So I am holding the weight. I'm just trying to shift it a little bit. So in powerlifting meets, well, you do have to have what they consider a lockout, but they're not looking for you to have double joints. I know on one, I had it up there and I'm waiting. I finally yelled at him, hey, because I had to wait for a rack call. And then he finally called it and he goes, well, is that your lockout? I said, yeah, that's my lockout. I'm not 18. That's where my elbows stop. I got a lot of muscles pulling all sorts of directions. So partial reps have their place. Now, partial reps are not this. And this is actually a full rep. The full rep. I don't need to come out like that every time. It's bad on your joints and will cause damage. So, yeah, that is correct. So, number 5, this is a good one. And if you have other ones you want to throw in there, feel free to do it. Let's have fun with this. I'm breathing too hard. I haven't quite figured out what that one's supposed to mean, but I'm breathing too hard. All right, so the water's hot, so I'm going to add the milk in here now. And the pasta. Now I have more pasta I can throw in there because I do carry them. And I usually put them in glass. And what I can use them for is to kind of add some calories to the meals. So I'm just going to throw a handful in there. I keep my pasta in glass, the ones I can. And then I'm going to stir in the sauce. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it get a little warmer again. Okay, it's steaming. It should be warm. And I shall add in the sauce. It's in the sauce. I don't know. Some dehydrated stuff. So I'm going to stir that in. And then what I'm doing is I'm bringing it up to a boil. Then I'm going to simmer it. And I have a real simmer burner. So this time the sauce dissolved right away. So bringing the water in there first and letting it heat up was a gooder idea. It was more gooder. Uh-oh, I gotta sneeze. Hey! Trying to get the Bluetooth away from me so I didn't blast everybody's eardrum out. Well, I'm breathing too hard. Yes, I'm moving 405 pounds. Or I'm moving 2 1/4, 20 reps. I have a lot of mass and I got to supply oxygen too. Okay, I'm 63 years old. I'm not a marathon runner. Used to be. Not anymore. So these are all comments. Oh, almost forgot to put the tuna in, which is probably the least important. But let's get it in there. Now, if you remember, I did a study on tuna, the cheap brands versus the more expensive brands, and we discovered that the more expensive brands are actually the same value per dollar because they have more protein and more calories than the cheap cans do. But usually when I'm doing a dish like this, where there's a lot of other things in it, that I use the cheap tuna, and because I have to. And you stir it around so it doesn't get burnt. I do have a cover that fits on it. And I did go to like one of those thrift stores, and I bought a few covers for like $0.10 each. And they fit on some of the older cookware that I had. I also bought for $0.10 each these bread stirrers. So before I did get the actual KitchenAid mixer, I could use those to make bread. And they did a very good job. So I was pretty happy about that. All right. So number 5 was breathing too hard. All right, number 6. We've all seen this one. Fake weights. Older fake weights, old man. you can't possibly lift that much because you old. And my dad or grandpa, who's your age, says they can't do that because they decided to do that because they're the other 99%. But 1% of us, even in my age group, don't fall into that fallacy. And neither should you. All right? Lift what you can, lift safely. You know, use spotters when you're doing really heavy weight most of the time. But don't ever believe you can't work out to your full potential. Okay. Instagram's doing a spring bonus thing now. So if you can watch my videos on Instagram, I would appreciate it. I think I'm getting paid for views. It's something that they're doing for May, which is new. So I'm probably going to post on there heavily. Now, I don't anticipate making a lot of money. If any, they may have that also that you have to earn so much before you can type thing. But let me check. I was at $2.38 calculated for the month yesterday. Has it changed? Now I'm at $3.09. Look out. All right. Daddy's going to get himself a new suit coat. And also, I want to thank everybody that supports the channel. Buys me a protein shake, shares, hits the thumbs up, buys merchandise on Fallout Umbrella, and all those things. Even though they're all little things on their own, and memberships are huge. When you become a member, that really helps me out. That's kind of like steady income I can count on every month. As little as it is, at least I know I have it. And remember, as a member, you can contact me directly and ask for nutrition and workout helps and ideas. That is part of membership. And you can email me that all you want. And if you want, we can also do a video chat for about 45 minutes to kind of discuss goals. Those are all part of being a membership, whether you're on the $4 one or the $25 one. I don't have anybody on the $25 one, nor do I expect it. I can't change the price on that one. And that means you're a Highlander. Yay, there's much excitement. So, and remember, you can also put down your own top 10 if you want to. So number 6 is fake weights. I do not use fake weights ever. And there's a big reason for it. My feeling is if I do, then every video I've made now becomes suspect. And we've all heard about some of those that have been accused of using fake weights. And even though they're probably all in great shape, they will have a hard time living that down. So, everybody goes, hey, Brad Castleberry, because he was accused of using fake weights. Now, I don't know if he did or not. And people ask me about that, what do you think about it? And I said, I don't think about it. They asked me about the Liver King, when he said he wasn't on steroids, I said, well, what do you think? I said, I don't even think about it. Okay, I let him, it's his story. I can't prove him right or wrong. Of course, he was proven wrong. Especially when they ask me what I think about steroids. Not for me, but maybe for thee. Hey, Justin. 2 grams of protein per lean mass. There you go. And, if your body can handle it, and if you are doing that level of workout, especially when you're younger, if you're showing gains and you're doing it right. Half a gram is probably just barely enough to maintain. Remember, your brain needs 90 grams of protein a day to operate healthy. If it gets less than 90 grams, what it starts to do is it starts dissolving your muscle to get it, because your brain's going to get it. Brain and heart got the priority over everything. So if you bumped it up to 2 grams, and they've been making better gains, and that's the way to do it. All right. So results matter. People say, "Oh, that don't work." Well, it works for me. Results matter. So good job. Is it working for you? Then do it. I know when I want to get stronger, I will take my protein. And because I've been struggling at 405, I've started doing that. I've just cut back on carbs because I'm trying to get the summer body for whatever reason. I just, at one point, you got to look at your belly and go, okay, it's starting to get out of control. Either I do something now, or you're down the road, it is out of control. So that's why I'm doing something about it now. Okay. Number 7. And I'm doing it wrong. Use lighter weights. All right. So is there times that lighter weights are a good option? Sure. The hell, I got a big dog out here. Hey, puppy. Puppy, you're a puppy dog. Come here. Puppy dog. Puppy. Come here, puppy dog. The old German Shepherd just cruised through my yard. He took off as soon as I called him. I don't know who owns him, so he's probably wandered far. And I do hear dogs way behind me, so it could be one of those. He's just wandered. Beautiful German Shepherd. Just not mine. All right, so use light weights. All right, if you're trying to tone yourself, or if you're warming up, light weights are great. Yeah, the no carbs. So, but even I've cut the carbs down a bit. I was talking to a guy who's a bodybuilder, and definitely the way he looks, he knows what he's doing. So I'm down to 1 glass of milk. That's in the morning. And then I did buy a First Form, very clean, low carb protein mix that I'm using. So I am trying to shut that down a little bit. Oh, I need to put the timer on. We're going to say at least 3 minutes went by. And I'm just trying to, I'm probably going to, now that the weather's nice and my foot's starting to look better, I'm going to start going on some more hikes. I think I'll start doing that earlier in the morning, probably before, I should have done that today, but I didn't, probably before I start my live streams. So we got number 8. Here's my favorite. Incorrect. That exercise, it don't do anything. All right. Which is probably the most incorrect comment I see. Because all exercise does something. Now, they may have a preference on what exercise they would like to do. And that's what they should say. And sometimes we'll do that. Instead of doing this, do that. Okay. But understand, you are showing your preference. And that's all you're showing is a preference. All right. I have certain exercises I prefer to do over others. But it doesn't mean that if you're doing the other ones, you're doing it wrong. That's not true. All exercise contracts muscles and gives you a benefit. All of them do. And that's what you need to tell them. So when they say, Dad, don't do nothing, that word don't mean what you think it means. They all do things. Now remember, you can pop your own ones in there if you're feeling like you got a bit of sense of humor, or if you heard something, go ahead and throw it in there. Just make it a 8 alpha or whatever. It is customer, subscribers are invited to get involved with the chat. It does make the live stream more gooder. Apex Nutrition, one of my sponsors out in Short, Illinois. You can go to apex.com. That's like llc.com. If you type in MacBean15 or talk to somebody, you will get a discount. All right. And they do know their product, which I really appreciate. And you can ask them questions and they give you some real world answers. So I don't do a lot of things. I do protein, arginine, and creatine. That's basically it. But that's who I buy them from. And they're right next door to Short Fitness. So it does make it very, very convenient. So I'm kind of watching there we go. So hopefully with the Bluetooth, this helps with me turning away. And everybody go, wait a minute, we can't hear you. So, now that I'm facing you, hopefully everybody can hear me just fine. If you can't, let me know. So this morning I started out with a shake, which was my milk, 3 eggs, a banana, and a scoop of First Form Level 1 protein. Now, they are not a sponsor of mine. They don't need really any sponsors. It's one of those, thank you, Sharon. It's one of those kind of well-known brands. But the people knew a lot about it. So I had a high confidence in purchasing it. So right now, we're just cooking the pasta. Tuna don't really need to be cooked. And this will thicken up the sauce. So hopefully me throwing a couple little more pastas in there will help make the sauce thicker. And then what I do is I will also let it cool down, and that thickens it up. I'm not really hungry right now, but I did want to get my stream started a little sooner. All right, number 9. Eating too much bacon. I'm eating too much bacon. How dare you? Now, not disagreeing with them, but all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And I'm sure Ray, if he wasn't dealing with somebody who was yelling at him about unemployment, would vigorously agree with me. So number 9 is eating too much bacon. And if you can guess what number 10 is, put your guesses. There we go. No such thing. If you can guess what number 10 is, and it's a comment I get a lot, put that in chat. So everybody put your guess in chat what number 10 is. And we'll see who is correct. I got that going. I got good 5 minutes left. Every now and then you need to stir it around. I can see it starting to get, the sauce starting to get creamy. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually just draining the water out of the lid. And usually what I let it do is I let it simmer uncovered a little bit. So put your best guess in at what number 10 is. What could be the top 10 number 10 comment I hear? Got 4 more minutes before I let it rest. Let's get those guesses in. Is anybody out there? So trying to get more and more people involved in the chat. It will help the channel grow. Trying to do at least 3 live streams. And no telling. This one's kind of humorous. And I hear it often. It's always kind of like an exclamation point on my lifts. For some reason, this makes my lifts more impressive. I don't know why they think that, but they think that. So I'll give it a few more minutes. But yes, people are nuts. But this one is actually kind of a funny one. But across all forms, I get the same thing. All right. What were you there? Little bitch. I'll be back. Those carpenter bees that make me so angry. Three more minutes. 3 minutes. I will put out the top 10 comment. Oh, yeah. You're eating too many ribs. Why, he's eating McDonald's. First of all, you can't eat too many eggs. Incredible edible egg is the best thing for you. Period. That's what the government says. It's your most affordable dollars per gram of protein. It has all 20 amino acids. Almost all your minerals and vitamins that you need to survive. The only thing you're missing is vitamin C. So eggs and oranges, and you'd be good to go. So yeah, I know a lot of people are wondering how come their belly's sticking out, extra 15 inches. But I see them heading to the vending machines all the time. They're going to the vending machines, and I'm bringing my own food. Coincidence? I think not. Could be a reason. So yeah, when they do that and they're going to McDonald's or Wendy's or Taco Bell or whatever, they're eating garbage. Yeah, they eat from McDonald's. I tell you, I try to avoid it. When we travel with the kids, it was convenient to feed them there, because you knew exactly what you were getting, no matter what location. But they say the secret to McDonald's, it's the same crappy food everywhere. That's where they get their success from. Big Mac in Illinois tastes the same as a Big Mac in Missouri, Big Mac in Florida, Big Mac in California. But all I know is every time I eat at McDonald's, and it's maybe once or twice a year, just because the wife's impatient, I usually feel worse afterwards. So I am now going to uncover it and let it simmer uncovered. That should thicken it up a little bit faster, and then also taking it off heat. So the number 10. And in jeans. So evidently the reason I do it in jeans makes the lift far more spectacular. I haven't quite figured that one out, but I get that comment every day more than once. Number 10 is, and in jeans. I do lift in jeans. And I had people say, man, go buy some gym shorts. Today, shoot it over my PayPal pants. I'll go buy some. But, I'm on my way to work. I have to wear jeans at work. So I have most of my work clothes. I don't know why it matters. but for some reason it makes the lift even more impressive. And these are just comments I get. I no can explain them, but they are there. So now I'm getting a nice creamy sauce. I do want it to thicken up a little bit more. And then usually once you take it off the heat, it does thicken up. The whole idea is to know exactly when to do that so it's not watery. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes to drive some more of that moisture out. But for some reason, it matters. So here, we'll do a little zoom because I can do this. And there's my tuna casserole, tuna helper. And I'm doing these because I bought these and I need to use them up. Otherwise, in a couple of years, I'll be dumping the packages and that's just throwing money away. I paid $1 for that tuna helper. So for some reason, and in jeans, woo, woo, woo. So remember all my sponsors: Apex Nutrition, Shoreward Fitness in Shoreward, Illinois, JV Mix's Trading Post in Utica. Go there to have a very good time. And currently those are those are pretty much the main ones I have now. I used to do Operation 1620, Benefit Veterans Network. I've lost touch with the guy, so I still think it's a good thing, and we're supporting, but they are no longer sponsoring me, or not this year. I'll reach out to him one more time and see if he can still. And it did say you could do that, throw a handful of broccoli in there. I can eat broccoli. I'm just not a fan of it, but I can eat it. It's like I don't dislike it. I just don't like it a lot. All right. But it'll be one that I will eat. That bee is back. This means war. They just challenge me. They are. So I don't know if you caught the top 10 list. I'll go over it real quick verbally, although it is in comments. Number 1, you're too old to lift, old man. That heavy. Number 2, use a full range of motion. Number 3, fully lock it out on the reps. Don't do that. You'll hurt yourself. Number 4, it's too heavy. You're old and fragile. Number 5, you're breathing too hard. Yeah, I'm lifting 400 pounds. Number 6, fake weights. Nope, they're not. Number 7, use much lighter weights. Nope. Number 8, that exercise don't do anything for you. Number 9, Ray, you should respond to this one. You're eating too much bacon. And number 10, and in jeans, that's just crazy stuff. So now I think it's time to take it off the heat and just kind of let it simmer and thicken up. And it's going to be ready to eat. Wearing jeans. Oh my goodness. You're crazy, man. Crazy. Oh, I was supposed to put butter in there. Oops. All right. I was supposed to put some butter in there. Well, it's in there now. Reading directions matter. I'll recover it real quick and get that butter mixed in there. As that bacon's part of the food pyramid. So those are kind of the comments. Am I shooting one? Yeah, you obviously don't know what you're doing with that. What I was doing, I was demonstrating how the wrong ammo would cause problems. Obviously, the person didn't watch the second half of the video where I had the correct powder charge, and the weapon worked just fine. And that's where I got, oh, you're breathing too heavy. Should rethink your title of your channel. No, I don't think so. All right, number one, why you think your opinion wouldn't matter. All right. So once the butter melts, I'll re-stir it and then retake it off the heat. That was one of those oops moments. So not really quite hungry yet. Probably in about 20, 30 minutes I will be. I'll do got two of them now. And they're fighting with each other. Come back, mofo. Come on, there we go. Come to Papa. A little closer. A little closer. You can do it. Anticipation. Making you go. Hey, give me some bees or birds out here. They're in schools. There's a lot. Yeah, of course, when I get out there, they run away. It's almost like they know what's going to happen. You have to kill about 20 of them. So, They Motel is my daughter's book. Please sit there and check that out. Oh yeah, it's getting nice and thick now. Now I'm just trying to get that butter mixed in there for flavor. I can take it off the heat because the butter has melted. Now I'm just going to stir it. Oh yeah. So for about $2, let's call it $2.50, and they'd have to use some milk. I have a meal for two. Now just let it thicken up. I'll be right back. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining. About 45 minutes from start to finish, which is about the norm. I'm going to try to start these things a little bit earlier, just so I can get outside and do some things sooner and get more stuff done. I think there are some areas in the yard I could hit with the mower again. So I want to do that before it rains again, because it looks like this afternoon we're going to get more rain. Yay! So I'd like to thank everybody for their support. Ray and Jacqueline and Ken and Larry and Mark, who have bought me protein shakes. I really appreciate it. And Emma Sharon, who does the moderation for me extremely well. And Justin and everybody else for joining in. Remember, hit the thumbs up. And if you have any questions, put them in regular comments. That helps the algorithm too and helps spread the news of fitness. Everybody, it's hump day. Yay. And I have a short week this week. So tomorrow is my Friday. Everyone have a wonderful day.